Alright, so today I'm going to show that the giant will now not camping at the ship anymore after he loses interest in you for a few seconds. Okay, so he's coming back now. And what happens is, the giant will now go to the furthest node point after he's done camping you from the ship. And it looks a little strange too, because you just see him walk in a straight line until he gets to the spot he has to go to. And I will show this for other moons as well. I know I already did this with Titan, but I'm just going to make it its whole video instead. Alright, up next we have Assurance here. So let me get away from the giant really quick. And then we can watch him path over to man, which will be generally around this area once he loses sight of you. Now there is code in place that Zeeker's added a long while back, where the giants were supposed to behave in a way where they would leave the ship. But for some reason that code never seemed to have worked proper. But in V61, I don't know, I don't look at the code, but something changed and now it works. So as you can see, he walks all the way over here, and this is the general spot that he normally stops in, which is right here. Up next we have a Vow, which is known for giants always being around. And I'll demonstrate with two giant skins to see what they both path the same way. Now look at them go. Now I figured I would show the whole path, so no one gets like caught off guard if they're trying to make their way back to their ship, if they see someone else being chased. Assuming this works in multiplayer. For now, I only know if it works in solo. And here's the spot they path to. Now, if you get unlucky with offense, because you know you have a giant that spawns over in this area, you can now have him path away from your ship as well. And depending on what junk is in the way, he might take like different paths just in order to get to his destination. But I'll show what path he's going to take when the moon, well, looks like this. Not really the fastest thing when he's just walking around, huh? As you can see, he goes to the furthest pathing node, which happens to be in this corner here. Up next we have March. And March is really interesting, because the giant will end up all the way in that corner there, which is so far out of the way, by the way. And you see he's doing his little walk now. So I guess if you were to go to March, you want to go to this fire exit first and main over here. If you want to lure the giants away from the ship later in the day, because they just end up so far in this corner. He took a different path this time, but last time he walked around this way. And yeah, he is all the way at this node here, which is just so far out of the way from the ship, which is kind of great. Alright, up next we have Adamance. Let me fix my camera angle here. So what the giant will try to do, seeing as the bridge is still intact, he will try to path across the bridge first. Which, we'll watch that. That still looks kinda goofy. And occasionally, I'm not 100% sure why, but he will get stuck here for like a minute. Doesn't always happen. In this case, it didn't. He's pathing like he's supposed to. Oh, maybe. Oh, nope, nope, there he goes. He gets stuck like this sometimes. Not all the time, but he will do this for a few seconds, and then he'll try pathing up that hill there. And he generally stops around kind of here. Yeah. Which is kind of nice, because it gets the giant away from your ship. And if you have like more loot laying right here, that makes it a lot easier to bring all that stuff back. Alright, up next we have Embrion. If for some reason you're trapped on your ship on Embrion from a giant, this will be the pathing he will take. Let's give him a few seconds here. Now, he doesn't go too far out from the ship on Embrion, but I'll still show it regardless. Because you would think of all this, he actually just paths up this hill here. Which is a bit of an oddity, because I don't think this is the furthest node from the ship, but it could be due to elevation as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. But that's where he paths to. Alright, this is for all the people, ooh, that was close, that enjoy going to Rend here. I'm not a big fan of Rend, but I think this is really useful information on where the giant paths to. And it could make like a big difference if you don't want the giant bothering you later in the day. As you can see, he paths all the way towards main. And the nice thing about this I'll say, where is he going? He didn't path there before. He should be pathing to that node there. He kind of took a weird, awkward route to get there, but he almost goes behind main. He doesn't quite get there, but he gets pretty far off to the side. So it makes, like, taking this route a lot safer. Next we have Dine, which unfortunately probably has one of the worst areas that the giants can walk off to if you try and get back inside the building. So he's going to path over this way. Sometimes he will take this path if he ends up there. And man, Dine can't catch a break, by the way. But the giant will walk all the way to this corner here, right next to fire exit, which also isn't too far from main, unfortunately. Yep, there he goes. And this is like the general spot he would be. Sometimes he ends up on this side, sometimes a little bit over here. So he decided to be there. Not really the spot you want a giant to run off to, honestly. Alright, up next we have Titan. Now, I made a video just on Titan alone, because I thought this was really strong. But I'm deciding to put it in the all moons one as well, because, well, it's all the moons. Now, what I like to normally do is drop loot down here, and then try to get it back to my ship while the giant's camping me. Now, luckily, the giant walks off over here. Even with this rock blocking the way, he will still try to path here. And this is generally where he ends up, which leaves a lot of space to gather loot without being disturbed. And I think this will make Titan a little bit more popular, because I think the main bottleneck for Titan was giants camping your loot, which is now a non-issue. Alright, up last we have Artifice. And if for some reason you can't make it back to your ship as well, here's a little extra tip. You can hide under this pole here, and the giant won't be able to grab you. And a bonus thing, it will count as being near the ship, so the giant will actually walk away from here. Now, Artifice is kind of awful for where the giant walks off to. It's like one of the worst, up there with Dine, honestly. Because the giant will either walk here or walk a little bit this way, but generally he will stop right here. And that's not ideal if you have someone in main. But if you have someone in fire who is driving, that's kind of nice, because then you won't have the giant bothering you while you drive off this way. And typically, after he goes here too, he normally walks off to the right, so maybe it's not that bad, but something to be wary of if you have people in main. And that is all the spots the Giants will have to in version 61 after they're done camping your ship. And there might be slight variations on where they end up, but the general spots I showed is usually where the Giant will end up after it goes on its little hiking trip to wherever. But yeah, that's all.